Welcome to Movies Recall. The movie starts with an old lady tidying up her home. For a second, she looks at a wooden chest in her parlor. She quickly picks up a tool, wanting to break the chest. But suddenly, a ghost-like force hits her, breaking many of her bones. Luckily, the lady lives through the attack. The story then moves to a man named Clyde, who is with his two girls, Hannah and her little sister, Emily. Clyde and his former wife, Stephanie, who is the mother of Hannah and Emily, had picked a path to split up. The reason was that Clyde was always too busy at his job and never gave time to the family. Stephanie finally got sick of his ways, feeling he put his job before his own kin. 3 months ago, their split was final. By this time, Stephanie even has a new partner named Brett. "Oh, Clyde's shoes. Hi, Clyde. Hey, I will return them Sunday after lunch." Every weekend, Clyde arrives to get Hannah and Emily so they can play together. Usually Clyde brings the girls to his flat, but now he has a fresh home in a quiet area. He said he would fix my teeth for free. Kelly Kitsch's first annual Domico Ryan Celebrity is our new home. When they get to the new place, both Hannah and Emily look really happy. They are shocked by how lovely the house looks. That night, they eat a meal together while talking like a real family. After that, they all go to sleep. The next day, when Clyde, Hannah, and Emily are going out, they see a house having a yard sale. How about 55? They choose to stop for a bit to buy items they might use. Emily suddenly feels pulled toward an old wooden chest, which is the same chest from the very start. Drawn to it, Emily asks her dad to get it for her. While holding the chest, Emily sees the old lady from the first scene lying sick inside her home. Suddenly, the lady starts to get angry after seeing the chest Emily has. Scared by her acts, Emily chooses to ignore her and walks away. When they get home, Emily asks Clyde to help her open the chest, but instead of helping, Clyde takes a call from a workmate. Sad, Emily goes back to her room. That night, she cannot sleep because she is so curious about the strange chest. Once more, Emily tries to open it, and this time she wins. Inside, she finds odd things like a ring, dead bugs, a glass, a tooth, and some other bits. The only item she keeps and puts on is the ring. The next morning, Emily and Clyde are scared by Hannah's loud, fearful cries. Hannah yells loudly because she finds bugs inside her room, making Clyde run in to kill them. Since Emily opened the chest, she starts to act weird. She stares into space more and has no energy for any tasks. After the weekend, Clyde takes Hannah and Emily back to Stephanie's house. He feels a bit sad because he can no longer be with his family like the old days. Now Clyde spends his time alone with nobody by his side. Hello, days go by, and soon the next weekend comes. Clyde gets Hannah and Emily again and brings them to his home. He asks the girls to go in first while he moves their bags. Hannah and Emily are shocked to see Clyde's home is a mess, like someone broke in. When Clyde looks, he finds it was just the work of a wild animal. That night, as Emily sleeps, she hears a dark voice saying her name, and the odd chest starts to open by itself. The next day, after making breakfast, Clyde calls Emily many times to come and eat, but she never appears. Worried, he goes to her room and is scared to see Emily's face in the glass, looking like a ghost has her. But when he walks to her, it was only a trick of his mind. At the table, Emily acts odd, eating the food fast without biting. Scared, Clyde tells her to eat slow, but instead Emily pokes his hand with a fork. Hurt by her mean acts, Clyde sends Emily back to her room. Hannah, as Emily's big sister, is left very confused by her quick shift. Later that night, while Hannah is cleaning her teeth, she sees bugs flying. Following the trail, she sees they are coming out of Emily's room. Clyde quickly runs in and pulls Emily from the room. Seeing the bugs flying out of Emily's bed area, he quickly calls for help. Then, Clyde takes Emily and Hannah back to Stephanie's home. He then asks Stephanie if she has ever seen Emily acting odd, because lately Emily is acting very different with him. Emily was a happy kid, but now she has become quiet and sad. Stephanie thinks Emily's shift is just from the split and she needs time to be okay again. A few days later, Clyde gets too busy with a job and forgets to see Hannah's dance show. He quickly calls Hannah to say sorry, but she is very sad and will not talk to him, giving the phone to Emily. During the talk, Emily tells Clyde not to touch the chest in her room, saying only she can hold it. When Clyde gets home, he is curious, and he wonders what makes the chest so special that Emily says no one can touch it. He opens the chest and finds only old, used things inside. Later, Emily asks Clyde to bring her chest to Stephanie's home, but scared someone might take it, she brings it to school. Without knowing, a kid in her class touches the chest, which makes Emily mad, and she hits the kid. Luckily, her main teacher steps in to stop the fight. Because of Emily's acts, the school head and her teacher call Clyde and Stephanie. They say that Emily has been acting very odd for weeks, and her mean fight was too much. As a lesson, Emily is told off and her chest is taken away by the teacher for a bit. That night, while the teacher is alone at school, he wants to open the chest. Suddenly, he is hit by a ghost force, making him fall from high up and die right then. The next day, Clyde has food with Emily. Weirdly, even with her teacher dead, Emily shows no sadness. Instead, she tells Clyde to get her chest from the school, saying it is vital because her new friend is inside. Confused, Clyde asks Emily if he can see this new friend, but Emily says even she cannot see it, and no one else can. Hearing this, Clyde is sure that both the chest and Emily's friend are the root of her problems. He feels that if Emily had never brought the chest home, she would not have changed so much. Clyde is sure the friend inside the chest is making Emily act mean and loud, so he decides to dump the chest. When they get home, Emily quickly asks where her chest is. Clyde tells her he threw it away because he thinks it is bad for her. Hearing this, Emily gets very mad and yells for Clyde to tell her where the chest is. She then hurts herself in front of Clyde, making it look like he hit her so Hannah will hate him. Emily then runs out of the house to the place where the chest was left. After getting it, she is seen talking to a ghost. Suddenly, a lot of moths fly out and go in her mouth, making her fall and go to sleep. Clyde quickly takes Emily back home, but to his surprise, Stephanie gets to the house with the law. It turns out Hannah had called her mom, saying that Clyde was mean to Emily. Because of this, Clyde is blamed for the harm. Hannah says her dad hit Emily, and when the medic looks at her, marks are on her skin. In truth, Clyde never hurt her. The marks were from the ring from the chest. Even so, Clyde is blamed and the judge says he can no longer see his kids. Clyde tries to tell the truth to Stephanie, but she is too mad and will not hear a word he says. Now Clyde has one goal: to find out where the chest came from. He meets a school teacher to ask about the history of the box. From the teacher's look, the box is a dybbuk chest, made in the 1920s in Poland by Jewish folk. In Jewish ways, a dybbuk chest was used to trap a mean ghost whose power was like a demon. This is why the chest is so hard to open, making sure the ghost inside cannot get out. Clyde keeps looking and finds that anyone who opens the chest will be taken over by the evil ghost. He is sure that Emily's shift in ways is because of the ghost living in the dybbuk chest. To see if he is right, Clyde goes to Stephanie's house to see Emily. He starts to read from the Bible and Emily's face shifts, showing she hates his words. Suddenly, the book is kicked from his hands, proving to Clyde the force came from the demon in Emily. At that time, Stephanie arrives and angrily kicks Clyde out of the house. Knowing what is happening to Emily, Clyde goes to the Jewish group to ask how the ghost can be trapped. There he meets a man named Zadok who takes him to see his dad, Rebbe, the group leader. When Clyde shows the dybbuk chest, The other men pull back in fear. Reba says the demon in the chest wants a new home, and there are steps to being taken over. First, the person hears odd voices. Then they see the ghost, and last, the ghost goes in their body and eats their soul until it has full control. By now, Emily's soul is being eaten, and if nothing is done, her body will be the demon's home forever. Clyde asks if they can do a soul cleaning, but Reba says such a task is very scary and not a good idea. The only safe way to trap the demon in the dybbuk chest is by saying its real name, but sadly, no one knows it. Clyde begs for their help, but the group says no. Sad, Clyde leaves, only to meet dybbuk, who says he will help find the demon's name. Together, they go to find Emily. On their trip, dybbuk looks at the dybbuk chest, hoping to find a hint. Finally, he looks at the glass inside the chest. When he breaks it, they find the demon's name, Abyzou, a girl ghost known for taking kids. It has to be a name, Abyzou. Meanwhile, at Stephanie's home, she hears odd sounds from the kitchen. When she looks, she finds Emily acting wild, breaking things in a mad fit. No, Stephanie tries to make her calm, but Emily suddenly goes away, only to show up behind her mom with a piece of glass. The demon tells Emily to kill Stephanie, but before it gets worse, Emily gets back control for a moment. The next day, while Brett is cleaning his car, he sees Emily looking at him with a scary look. Soon, a big wind blows and Brett's teeth start to fall out one by one. Scared, Brett runs from Stephanie's house. Soon after, Emily has a fit and falls down, not awake. Scared, Stephanie takes her to the hospital, while Hannah calls Clyde to tell him of Emily's bad state. Clyde and dybbuk go to the hospital right away. There, Emily gets a scan, and to their shock, Stephanie and Hannah see a scary face inside Emily's body. Scared, Stephanie cannot see how such a thing can be true. Soon, Clyde and dybbuk get there, and Clyde tells Stephanie that Emily has a strong demon inside. He and dybbuk want to do a trapping task to catch the ghost again. Needing to save her girl, Stephanie says yes, and they move Emily to a dark, quiet room. This oil will hold the prayer. dybbuk starts the task to call the demon, but Abyzou fights back hard, hurting everyone there. Yeah, in a fast move, Clyde tells the demon to go in his own body instead. dybbuk quickly says prayers and calls out Abyzou's name, making the demon go back into the chest. At last, the ghost is caught again. The next day, Clyde feels so happy because Emily is finally free from the fear of the evil ghost. He is also glad to once more feel the love and peace of his family. Clyde sees that his family is the best thing he has, worth more than cash or fame. Sure not to make his old errors, he vows to care for his family. It seems Clyde and Stephanie might even be man and wife again. Clyde then calls dybbuk to say thanks for his help, as it was because of him the demon was caught. The plan is to keep the dybbuk chest with Abyzou in a spot where no one can find it. In the last scene, dybbuk is seen in his car. After his call with Clyde, his car is hit by a big truck. The crash kills dybbuk fast, while the chest falls on the road. This means the dybbuk chest might be found by someone else who wants to open it, letting Abyzou out once again. And so the story has its end.